And once again, we welcome you back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here on the campus of Collinsville High School as we are ready for game number 7 of the night. This one's between Quincy and Madison. Let's get you caught up on what has happened here so far today. Well, Fallon down to Altoff in the day's first game, 54-50. Second game found Mundelein over Granite City by a score of 53-36. Belleville East and Decatur MacArthur took the floor in game number 3, and it was the Lancers over the Generals by a score of 63-57. Game number 4 found Lincoln over Triad, 52-36. Decatur Eisenhower down to Edwardsville, 48-46 in game number 5. And the game that just ended, Collinsville defeated Oakville by a final score of 68-41. That brings us to game number 7 between Quincy and Madison. Max Bennett, who is from the Quincy area, joins us now. He's going to provide us a little color commentary here for this game. Welcome aboard there, Max.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here. Always love coming to check out Virgil Fletcher and the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic.
Well, tell us what we don't know about Quincy.
They love to play a 1-2-2 zone despite losing Jyrell Brock and Jaden Smith, who was the go-to names last year. Still very athletic. Lucas Reese and Dante Kreider will be the names you hear the most tonight. And then also sophomore Jeremiah Tolton, who had an outstanding freshman year campaign for the Devils, still picked up right where he left off. Probably the biggest thing this year is they started 5-1. First 3, they won their Thanksgiving holiday tournament against 3 good schools in Lutheran North, Waukegan, and a Chicago school that is escaping my mind right now. But of note with that is head coach Andy Douglas had to serve a 6-game suspension due to a personnel matter. So
and they went 5-1 in that time, didn't they?
Yeah, so that's all credit to Tom Lepper, Bruce Bonas, and Doug Bruner.
All right. Well, Quincy comes in at 7-2. They are 3-1 in their conference. That is the Western Big Six Conference, and right now they are in a tie for the number 1 spot with Rock Island for Madison. They come in at an overall record of 6-3 under their third-year head coach Maurice Baker, who right now is at 40-31 in his third year. This is the 32nd year in this tournament for Quincy. They have a 75-36 records. 4-time champions of this tournament are the Blue Devils. They won in 1989, 1991, 1996, and 1997. They are 0 for the new century. And Madison, this is their 28th year in this tournament. They are 26-51, and they have not won a tournament here at Collinsville. So Quincy comes in averaging 57.8 points per game, while Madison comes in averaging 59.8 points per game. On the defensive side of things, the Trojans of Madison allow about 54.5 points per game, while Quincy allows almost 50, right at 50.7 points per game. So we are just about ready to get underway. Madison sends out Walter Bursey, the 5'8 senior, Jalen Moore, the 5'11 senior, Giovanni Moore, a 6'1 senior, D'Angelo Inlow Jr., a 6'3 sophomore, and Turn Barnes, a 6'2 senior. Quincy wins the opening tip-off. They have the ball, and a three-point shot leaves the hands of Jeremiah Talton, and it does not find the mark. And the 6'5 sophomore will head back and play some defense along with his teammates Peyton Nicholson, the 6'2 senior, Brady Rupert, the 6'1 junior, Dante Kreider, the 5'11 senior, and Lucas Reese, the 6' senior. And there's a shot by Quincy, won't go, and the Blue Devils get their own rebound, and a three-point shot from the right wing by Lucas Reese misses the mark, and the rebound belongs to Madison, but that is met by a whistle right as the ball carrier was ready to hit the half-court stripe.
Yeah, you mentioned Quincy comes in at 7-2. Their 2 losses are to Oswego and then WB6 newcomer Sterling.
No score as of yet. 7:20 left to play here in the opening quarter. With the ball would be the Madison Trojans. Here is Walter Bursey. Bursey hands the ball off to Moore. Jalen Moore into the corner now for Javon Moore. I have 2 Moores on the floor, and That's a loose ball, and that's picked up by Lucas Reese. Reese brings the ball up for the Blue Devils, and at the free throw line, cuts across the paint, tries to fling a pass underneath for Talton, but that's picked off. And here is the other Moore, Giovanni, with the 2 points to start off this contest. Madison up 2-0.
Talking to head coach Andy Douglas before this game, and he said Madison is athletic and loves to get out and run, so that's something they're going to have to keep an eye on.
They have a much improved team over last year. Last year they only won once, and that was against Chicago Hansberry Prep, as everybody beat them. 88-37 was the score in that contest. They lost to Lincoln, Belleville East, and Decatur Eisenhower. For Quincy, they started off last year with a loss to Edwardsville. They rattled off 3 wins in a row after that, beating Oakville, Altoff, and Belleville East to finish in 9th place in last year's tournament. 3-point shot from Reese misses the mark. And right now, Quincy is held to 0 points on the board, and that's mainly their fault. Not anything spectacular going on with Madison to prevent that, but right now, Blue Devils can't find a bucket. Madison with the ball. There is Bursey over on the far side wing for Jalen Moore. Moore at the end of the Blue Devils bench receives the ball back from the corner from Giovanni Moore. Bounce pass over this way for Bursey. Bursey offset on the right wing, back over to the left side. Here's a 3-point shot that ticks off the front of the rim, off of the hands of Jalen Moore. And the Blue Devils get the rebound, looking for their first points. Over on the far side wing, Kreider with the ball. At the end of the scorer's table, he gives it up to Reese. Reese at the top of the key. One-arm shovel pass over to Talton. Talton back to Reese. Bluffs the 3 underneath the basket. Strong move. No bucket, but going to the free throw line will be Peyton Nicholson, the 6'2" senior.
Blue Devils finally able to get some ball movement around the perimeter. A couple skip passes and found Nicholson inside.
At the free throw line, Peyton Nicholson. I do not have any stats for the Blue Devils. They apparently do not use max preps. And I emailed Coach Douglas, about a week ago. I emailed all of the teams that I don't have stats for, and they did not answer me back, so I don't have any stats. Peyton Nicholson tries again, and now the Blue Devils are on the board with 1 point, 4-1. Madison has the lead. 5:10 left to play here in this opening quarter. Here is Walter Bursey. Bursey sends the ball up and then gets it right back from Teron Barnes. And now Bursey will take it over onto the left wing and give it up for Moore. Giovanni Moore caught at the free throw line, needs a little bit of help. Finds it in the form of Jalen Moore. Moore bounces the ball in and outside the perimeter, off the glass on a shot by D'Angelo Inlow, and that wouldn't fall. So the Blue Devils with a chance for their first field goal, and they're going to wait a little bit longer as that rebound belongs to Barnes. So the Trojans bring it back out with 4.5 to go here in this first quarter. Into the corner it goes, 3-point shot, that's too far. And on the other side of the basket, Lucas Reese pulls down the rebound. Reese brings the ball back up, crosses the timeline, as again the Blue Devils looking for their first field goal here in this game. Here is Reese. Takes it in the perimeter and kicks it back out. 3-point shot on the way from Kreider. That one falls in.
Gets the friendly roll.
And that evens it up at 4 apiece. Just like that, we're tied. And driving in is Moore. He'll take the shot. And Giovanni Moore doesn't make that tie last very long as Madison's back out front by 2. Here's a nice strong move. Once again, that one rolls all the way around the rim for Nicholson. Nicholson, second time underneath the basket with a shot that doesn't quite go in. Timeout called on the floor by Madison. We will step aside as well. We're back in just 30 seconds here on the Kahoks Sports Network.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
Welcome back into the 36th Annual Prairie Farms Holiday Classic here at Collinsville High School. Have you tried the newest thing from Prairie Farms? Well, that is a squeezable sour cream pouch. It's perfect for topping off tacos, potatoes, chili, and more. You can now throw away those spoons, Squeeze your way to holiday happiness with Prairie Farms' new squeezable sour cream. Now available in your favorite grocery stores. For more information, head to prairiefarms.com. Back to action here. 3:35 left to play in this opening quarter. 6-4 in favor of the Madison Trojans. Trojans have the ball, and Bursey delivers a pass over to Moore, and then a turnover almost. Nice save there by Inlow, and underneath the basket, Moore. That would be Giovanni Moore. Banks it off the glass for a couple more. Madison out front continues to lead. That just got trimmed to 2 as Kreider hits for a couple, and it's 8-6 in favor of Madison.
As Kreider uses the Euro step and his speed to his advantage.
Up court comes Jalen Moore. He'll give it up, and a little floater by Bursey. Walter Bursey. There's a name you don't hear very much anymore. Walter. That's an old style name. Coming across is Reese. We're over here now for Talton. Talton gives it up, and now Reese gets it back. Reese back over to Talton. He'll try 3 from the corner, and that one skips across the rim, and the rebound belongs to Jalen Moore. Moore with a head of steam goes up and throws it up backwards and wasn't even looking, and a foul is going to be called against Dante Kreider. Kreider's first, and the second team foul comes with 2:37 left to play here in this first quarter, and at the free throw line it'll be Jalen Moore. Moore on the year is 6 of 16 from the free throw line and hits that one. 11-6. Moore, 106 points on the year. He's averaging 11.8. And I believe that he's not the only one averaging double-digit figures. 19.9 for Giovanni Moore, as Jalen Moore hits both free throws and makes it a 12-6 game. So the Blue Devils are being doubled up right now. Here is Kreider in front of the scorer's table. Kreider dribbles and drives. Free throw line, kicks it out for Reese. 3-point shot from the left wing is good. Well, those 3-point shots will always help erase a deficit. And it goes from a 6-point deficit to a 3-point deficit for the Blue Devils as the Trojans continue to bring the ball up. Now they turn it over. Here is a pass to Reese, but that is knocked out of bounds by Bursey. And the Blue Devils will get to keep the ball. They will inbound in front of the Madison bench and their head coach, Maurice Baker.
Kreider up limping after it up here. He just got leg rolled over on the last Madison possession.
That is Max Bennett. Zach Roseman is still here with us. He's operating the camera for this game. Zach will be with us in the next game. Last game of the night coming up between Rockford East and Springfield Southeast, the defending 2-time champions here. And I don't think they're going to be 3-time champs. That's just my feeling.
Always fun when Southeast is in the building.
Yeah. It was a lot fun last couple of years watching them play, but they have a different team this year as they are in rebuild mode after Terry and Murdochs and company graduated. And a whistle on the play will give the ball right back to the Trojans.
Notice Coach Douglas, the last free throws for Madison brought in 5'10 junior Dre Humphrey and a little bit more size, and 6'6 junior, number 31, Ian Richardson. So you got 6'5 Tolton and 6'6 Richardson on the inside right now for the Devils.
And Murphy looks like he's a little stocky dude out there. Here is Giovanni Moore bringing the ball up for Madison. Gets it to Bursey. Bursey right in front of the opposing bench. 3-point shot. That one skips across the rim for Jalen Moore. Rebound belongs to the Blue Devils. Here is Reese. Gets the ball up to Kreider. Kreider dribbles, drives in the paint, takes the shot, gets the bucket and the bruise.
Kreider not afraid to go away from contact as he is the starting running back for the Blue Devil football team going to SIU Carbondale for football.
Well, you know, if you're a running back, you're not afraid of contact. Matter of fact, you invite it. So keep that in mind when you're watching this kid play on the basketball court, as Dante Kreider goes to the free throw line for one shot, and that one shot could tie it up. Remember, Blue Devils were just down by 6 just moments ago. Kreider, the 5'11 senior, bends at the knees, ready to go, and can't get it to fall. Rebound belongs to Jalen Moore and Madison, and Moore with a burst of speed, takes it all the way down, couldn't finish though. Rebound belongs to the Blue Devils, and here is Reese. And Kreider was out of bounds when he collected that ball from Reese, had that left toe just sticking on that purple line, and that was enough for the referee to call the out of bounds play. Denham Eastling checks into the game for the first time for Madison. Richard Borney also in now. He'll inbound and does so to Bursey. 1 minute to go here in this first quarter, 12-11. Madison with the lead, and no longer having the ball are the Trojans, as Rashad Borney couldn't dribble that ball before hitting the purple line. Inbound pass comes into Reese. Reese brings it up across the timeline and gets it into the hands of Humphrey. Humphrey, one dribble, picks it up, and now he's trapped, and he gets the ball out. Nicely done to Rupert. Now back over onto the far side for Humphrey. Back to Rupert, three-point shot. That's a little bit too strong. And a whistle as that ball was bouncing off the fat part of the iron. And the ball is going to go back into the hands of the Trojans as a foul is called against Dre Humphrey, his first, team fourth.
A little bit of a forced three there by Rupert with a big hand in his face.
And Madison brings it up once again. Here is Bursey. 25 seconds left in this first quarter. Over to Javane Moore. Trojans want to play for the final shot here in this first quarter. Down to 15 seconds. Back over to Bursey. Bursey dribbles with the left hand, drives into the perimeter, kicks it out underneath, and that ball is out of bounds and put there by Borney. So the Blue Devils with 6.2 seconds left will have a chance to take the lead before the quarter ends. Inbound pass getting ready to come in from Peyton Nicholson. Nicholson, the 6'2" senior. Druz bring it in to Reese. 5 seconds left. Reese across the timeline. And a shot that was put up, but the whistle had already sounded. And I guess Reese, did he step out of bounds? No, they're going to call a foul against Bursey. So 2.5 seconds now for the Blue Devils to work the ball up to the basket for a shot. They're already into their offensive half court, and the inbound pass will come in from Peyton Nicholson. Does so to Kreider. Kreider takes a long, hard shot, and that one hits the front of the rim at the buzzer, and that is the way that the first quarter comes to a close, with Madison leading Quincy by a score of 12-11. Back with the start of quarter number 2, just a moment here on the Kahoks Sports Network. Something old can be something new again. The Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville proves that old adage right one more time. Derek and Whitney Reiser, along with brewmaster and distillery operator Torrin O'Brien, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is not just a place to eat and drink, but more of a must-experience destination in the St. Louis area. With its Collinsville Herald newspaper feel, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery features a restaurant, a tap room, and of course a state-of-the-art one-of-a-kind distillery. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery can handle all of your group functions, as well with an event space that can handle you and 79 of your friends for any large gathering. And the food? Well, simply amazing, with local and new favorites, plus brunch on Sundays. How about bocce ball or bags on the patio? Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 855-8027, online at oldheraldbrewing.com, or on Facebook at Old Herald. Todd Duke, Max Bennett, and Zach Roseman back with you from Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Quarter number 2, game number 7 is underway. And Madison with the 1-point lead and the basketball. Turnaround jump shot by Javane Moore has extended Madison's lead to 3. Here is Reese. Drives in, stops at the free throw line, gives to Kreider. Kreider dribbles his way backward toward the midcourt stripe, being watched by Eastling. Now over to Rupert, who gets the ball over to Talton, who gives the ball back to Kreider. Kreider, top of the key, will let it go from there. Off the glass, won't fall. Rebound belongs to the Trojans. Bringing the ball up is Javane Moore. Javane has the ball stripped out of his hands by Kreider. Kreider zigzags in, takes the shot, but he is fouled by Bursey. Bursey's going to pick up his second foul.
Bursey was kind of caught in no man's land. Was he going to try to take the charge, or Kreider draws the foul?
Each team now with 4 fouls, and Kreider to the free throw line. We'll try to dig a little bit into this 3-point lead by the Trojans. First shot, and that one almost went in, despite the fact that it hit the fat part of the iron, bounced up and almost ticked the top of the backboard and then went straight in, but it did not fall through. So Kreider will have another opportunity. Try to make this a 2-point game, and he can't. Rebound once again belongs to Giovanni Moore. Moore dribbles and drives, dumps it off underneath, and a nice basket by Rashad Borney there to make it 16-11 in favor of Madison.
Madison's athleticism is not allowing the Devils to set their 1-2-2.
Here is Reese. He'll kick it onto the outside, and a 3-point shot. That one hits the mark for Jeremiah Talton. And those 3-pointers always help. Back to a 2-point game. That one's out of bounds.
He's the last one you want to leave open from the corner. He'll hit that probably 7 out of 10 times. He loves the corner.
6:25 left to play here in this first half. 16-14 in favor of Madison. Game number 7 of the night. One more game to go. And then we'll go home and sleep it off and come back and do it all over again tomorrow. Here is Bursey. Bursey for the Trojans, the 5'8" senior, averages 9.6 points a game. Throws it up over to Eastling. Eastling, in turn, finds Borney. Back to Eastling. Now into the corner it goes for Moore. There is Erwin Baker Jr. into the game, and a little pop and drop. Won't drop for Madison. Rebound belongs to the Blue Devils. Kreider works it up into the corner once again for Talton, and this time he loses the handle, but Reese finds it back out front to Kreider. Over here onto the wing for Rupert. Rupert dumps it off to Talton, and then back to Kreider it goes. Kreider back to Talton from this corner. 3 points. Good! Just like that, the Blue Devils take the lead, 17-16. 5:25 left to play here in this second quarter. Ball comes across the timeline with Giovanni Moore. Moore will throw back over to Bursey. Bursey will burst through, and a whistle on the play will stop that burst. And we're going to have a call against Peyton Nicholson. Nicholson will get called for his first. The 6'2" senior picks up his team's 5th. Inbound pass will come in from Moore. And that's tipped and stolen by the Blue Devils. Here comes Reese. Throws the ball up and not able to finish, but the putback still. Man, oh man. Nicholson couldn't finish up Rupert's missed shot.
I believe the ball is staying right down here.
It is. Blue Devils will inbound. Reese will take care of those responsibilities underneath of his own basket, offset to the right. Humphrey checks back in for the Blue Devils as Nicholson goes to the bench. Inbound pass comes in for Rupert, and around we go. Humphrey with it to Rupert, left all alone, off the glass for 2. And the Blue Devils now extend their lead to 3. Number 3, Giovanni Moore with the ball. Go ahead.
They've got their lead and now extending the 1-2-2, and Madison not having any problems with it, finding guy on the inside for the easy lay-in.
D'Angelo Enlow Jr. with that bucket. That brings Madison back to within 1. Here is Humphrey out to the free throw line where he gives it up for Rupert. Rupert takes a shot, can't get it to fall. Rebound belongs to Madison. Giovanni Moore brings it up, dumps it off to the other Moore. That is Jalen. And just like that, Madison has their lead back, 20-19. Back and forth we go. 4:20 left to play here in this first half. Reese brings the ball up, crosses the timeline, being guarded there by Giovanni Moore. And now at the top of the key, a bounce pass into the paint for Rupert. Back outside it goes. 3-point shot won't fall this time for Talton. And there is Madison with the rebound. They bring it up. Here is Bursey. He dumps it off at the free throw line, and no, couldn't finish up down low for Turan Barnes, But Barnes is going to go to the free throw line where he is 4 of 7 this year. He'll be shooting 2. Foul belongs to Jeremiah Talton. That's his second, team 6th. And Barnes trying to extend his team's lead at the free throw line, and he will have to wait till the next try. Ian Richardson, the 6'6" junior, checks into the game for the Blue Devils. And Erwin Baker Jr. checks back in for Madison. At the free throw line, Duran Barnes. He'll miss both. Rebound belongs to Moore, and Moore puts it back up and in. And it's now 22-19, 3-point lead belonging to Madison. Here is Kreider. Kreider moves the ball up across the timeline here on this near side sideline. Over to Reese. Reese back at the Kahawk logo, dribbles and drives. At the free throw line, almost lost the handle for a minute, gives back to Kreider. Kreider bounces the ball in for Richardson, and Richardson has the ball stolen. Here come the Trojans once again. On the outside wing, Barnes. He'll back it up and give it to Baker, and Baker will slow it down and give it to Giovanni Moore. 3:15 left to play here in this second quarter. 22-19, Trojans with the lead over the Quincy Blue Devils. Giovanni Moore over to Baker, and now into the corner for Moore, and the ball tipped by the Blue Devils back to the midcourt stripe. Never did cross it. Wouldn't have mattered if it did. And here is Baker. Baker over on the far side for Moore. Moore back to Baker. And Madison reshuffles their offense. Blue Devils wait patiently. Over onto the wing, Barnes. Back over to Moore in front of the Blue Devils bench. Moore gets tripped up a little bit by Reese accidentally, so no call. But staying on his feet was Giovanni Moore. Now Moore will just launch a three-pointer. That one had a perfect line on it, but it just came up a little bit short. Blue Devils come away with the rebound. They bring the ball up. Kreider kicks it out to Reese. Reese, free throw line, dumps it off underneath. Richardson turn around, he gets it. And Richardson is on the board with 2 points.
I'm sure after that long possession, Madison coach Maurice Baker is not the shot he wants to see.
I would think not. Over onto the wing, that's Moore, and back out front we go now for Baker. Baker back over to Moore on the left wing. 1:50 left to play here in this half. Whistle, travel. Travel stops the clock with 1:44 left to play. Rupert in for the Blue Devils. Bursey back in for the Trojans. Inbound pass will come at the far end of the court. And it'll be taken by Jack Rupert. He inbounds to Kreider. Kreider and Reese are the only two that have not been interchanged so far. As Kreider brings the ball up and gets it onto the wing for Rupert. Rupert, one dribble and picks it up and gives to Reese. Back to Rupert, three-point shot from the corner. That one hits the rim, and once again, Madison Trojans are there with the rebound. As the Trojans bring it up into the corner, it goes for Moore. Moore dribbles out of the corner and bounces the ball over to Baker. Baker back to Bursey. Bursey at the top of the key. Gives back to Baker. Bursey, he'll try a three-point shot. That one's from way downtown.
Wow.
And that one hits the mark from NBA range. 25-21, under a minute to go here in this first half. Here is Reese. Reese dribbles, passes the ball up, gives it to Rupert. Rupert over to Kreider. Kreider, the end of the scorer's table, dribbles his way around the perimeter and gives it up now once again for Rupert. Back to Kreider, and Kreider back to Rupert out front, and Kreider with a three. That's good.
Beautiful in-out movement by Quincy.
And a loose ball picked up by the Blue Devils. Here is Kreider. He'll move the ball into the paint, and then he'll, which way we going? Madison's way. Two referees down here looking at each other, waiting for the other one to make the call. But they get together and make the right call as the ball gets knocked out of bounds. So once again, the inbound pass coming from Giovanni Moore. Humphrey checks back in. Nicholson checks back in as well. Kreider and Reese get their break as they get ready to head to the locker rooms for halftime. 24.9 seconds to play here in this first half. Inbound pass comes into Jalen Moore. Moore backs it up to Bursey. Bursey over to the other Moore. That's Giovanni. Back over to Jalen. Bursey stands at the Kahawk logo as Madison looks to play for the last shot. Down to 5 seconds. He'll just launch one from there. He hit one from there a minute ago. Not so fortunate this time. Rebound belongs to Nicholson, and at the buzzer, he'll miss from the half-court stripe. And that's going to do it for the first half of play. 25-24 in favor of Madison. We will take a break and come back and look at the first half stats for you, and we'll do that here in just moments on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call at 618-407-5466, online at pacedesignconstruct.com, or on Facebook at Pace Construction Design. Are the lights on your dashboard putting on a show? Bring it to Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is also a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not-so-basics like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations: Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville. The Collinsville location is at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, weshipstlouis.com, or call Pack Mail at 346-4884. All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from Kahawk Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, I'm Todd Duke alongside Max Bennett and Zach Roseman. Halftime here, 25-24 in favor of the Madison Trojans over the Quincy Blue Devils. Before we get to the stats for this game, we'll update you on the Blues game. They're playing at Winnipeg tonight, and with a couple of minutes left to go in the second period, the Blues have a 3-2 lead over the Winnipeg Jets, a team they knocked out of the playoffs last year. So here we are at this game, game number 7. One more game to go after this one. Halftime 25-24 lead by Madison Trojans, and they are led in points by a couple of guys. Jalen Moore and Giovanni Moore both have 8 points each. After that, Walter Bursey with 5, D'Angelo Inlow Jr. with 2, and Rashad Borney with 2. Leading scorer in the game belongs on the Blue Devils side of the bench, and that is Adante Kreider with his 10 points. Jeremiah Talton has 6 points. Lucas Reese with 3. 2 apiece for Brady Rupert and Ian Richardson, and Peyton Nicholson has chipped in with 1. From the lines, 3-pointers, 1 for 6 for Madison. Quincy has already put up 16 3-point tries. They have made 5 of those 3-point tries. And from the free throw line, Madison is 2 of 4, while Quincy is 1 of 5. The rebound battle is being won by Madison, out-rebounding Quincy 16-13. And the turnover department, Madison has 9 turnovers compared to Quincy's 7. Madison has scored 6 points off of those Quincy turnovers, but Quincy has been unable to score off of the Madison turnovers. They've only got 2 points off of those 9 turnovers, and it's been very close. Madison led 12-11 after 1. Both teams scored 13 points in that second quarter, and that's where we stand right now, 25-24 in favor of Madison. And Max Bennett, what do you think the Blue Devils have to do to, well, they're only 1 point down. I'm not going to say climb back into this game, but what do they have to do to kind of reverse this trend and pull out the victory?
Just to me, when they had success in the first half, it was in, out, ball movement. A lot of times what I've seen from the Blue Devils this year is they'll just, between Reese and Kreider and Talton, they'll just get 3-point happy, pull up, shoot, whether it be wide open, hand in the face. They have success when they can move the ball and set up their half-court offense, even though they have all the athletes.
That's our look at the first half. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have second half action. That'll come your way next on the Kahoks Sports Network.
Call Up Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Call Up Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Call Up Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Call Up Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Call Up Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at callupjennings.com.
As a director of sports medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of K-Hawk Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go K-Hawks.
The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and of course, the Collinsville K-Hawks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a K-Hawks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes at Bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, So come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org.
First National Bank of Waterloo, celebrating over 100 years of banking in the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo's O'Fallon branch office for your mortgage and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, come see Bill Metzger at First National Bank of Waterloo in O'Fallon. Call Bill at 618-632-1010. Visit him at 104 Regency Park in O'Fallon or online at fnbwaterloo.com. That's my bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their third year of operation on Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Pub House, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 618-855-9100 or online at sloanspubhouse.com.
Welcome back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. I'm Todd Duke. Max Bennett is on the other microphone, and Zach Roseman operating the camera here for this contest. 8 minutes upon the clock. We're ready to begin quarter number 3 with the Madison Trojans leading the Quincy Blue Devils 25-24. And the Blue Devils will get the ball back to start the second half as Dante Kreider is ready to inbound as soon as the referee says so. He says so. That's what that whistle sound is all about. And Kreider inbounds into the backcourt and gives the ball to Peyton Nicholson. Nicholson gives it up to Reese, and Reese moves it up back to Nicholson. Original starting 5 out there for the Quincy Blue Devils. Here is Kreider. He'll try to move the ball into the perimeter, and that is tipped out, but a whistle will follow after that as D'Angelo Enlow Jr. got his hands on that ball. And that one is going to go against Dante Kreider. That's his second. And obviously the first team foul here in the second half. Inbound pass will come in from Giovanni Moore. Into the backcourt it goes to Walter Bursey. Bursey brings the ball back up court for Madison. Brings it over here in the corner for Jalen Moore. Jalen finds a participant at the free throw line, and then underneath the basket, a whistle, just as Turin Barnes was going up for the shot. So Barnes will head to the free throw line, and the Blue Devils will commit their second foul in 27 seconds. This one's going to go against Rupert. That'll be his first. At the free throw line, it is Turin Barnes. Barnes 0 for 2 from the free throw line in the first half, now 0 for 3. Got to hit those free ones, man.
Absolutely. And if I'm Quincy, I'm taking note of these free throws if it comes down to clutch time.
Barnes lets another one go. This one is good. And Barnes extends his team's lead to 2 points, 26-24. Reese with a slingshot pass over to Kreider, back to Reese in the slot between the center court circle and the top of the key. Now over to Kreider on the left wing. Kreider, and that ball poked away for a moment. Back over onto the wing for Nicholson. Nicholson dumps it off for Reese. Reese backs his way into the paint, takes the shot, good for 2.
Beautiful move by Reese, the smaller guard on the bigger defender.
We're tied, 26-26. Here is Bursey. Bursey taking advantage of a little screen there, but couldn't finish up. Turn around after the rebound. Shot good for Angelo. Angelo Jr. to be exact. 28-26 in favor of Madison. Here is Reese. Dumps it off to Kreider. Kreider on the wing and tried to give it back to Reese, but Reese had already left, so that was a wide open free turnover there for Giovanni Moore, and he turns it into 2 points, and it's now 30-26 in favor of Madison. Here is Kreider. Whistle. Timeout. Called by the Blue Devils, and Coach Andy Douglas did not like what he was seeing early on from his crew, so he takes a real quick timeout. We will as well. Back in a moment here on the Kahoks Sports Network.
Looking to buy a new home or sell your current one? Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now. Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis to help you find the perfect home or to help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at 618-780-4622 or visit them online at blaylockteam.com or on Facebook at the Blaylock Team.
Back at Virgil Fletcher. Inbound pass comes in for the Blue Devils. Reese takes it up court. His team trails by 4, and he loses control of the ball, and this will give Madison a chance to pad that lead, and they will. A little fingertip roll by Jalen Moore, and it's now a 6-point Madison lead. Here is Kreider. Over to Reese in front of his own bench. Across the way, and a dribble drive by Rupert. He'll turn around, take a shot. I don't know how he got that one to go, but it did. Sometimes it amazes me, these baskets these kids make from off angles like that. Here is Giovanni Moore. Moore comes across the timeline and dumps it off to the other Moore. Jalen back over to this side for Bursey. Bursey back to Moore. Moore in front of his bench. And a baseline drive and a travel. Nope, that's a foul they're going to call. A charging foul against Enlow Jr. That'll be his first, and that's the first team foul here for the Trojans in the second half. Comes with 5:33 left to play. And there's an ill-advised move by Kreider that puts the ball right back into the hands of Giovanni Moore, and that turns into 2 more points. Kreider made a mistake there. Trying to get the ball up. Nicholson over to Kreider. Another picked off pass. Now we're going to try to return the favor, are the Trojans. You call a timeout in time? Sure did. What a nice move there by Barnes to call that timeout. When he saw his teammate sliding across the floor, he knew that maybe a travel violation was going to come up next. We're back in 30 seconds after this break on the Kahoks Sports Network.
The Times-Tribune, Madison County's longest-running leading independent newspaper. The Times-Tribune has now added Collinsville to their coverage area this year, including coverage of City Hall, happenings in Collinsville, as well as coverage of the Unit 10 schools and the Collinsville Kahoks, plus more. The Times-Tribune is a weekly hometown newspaper that is published every Thursday and has been reporting news and sports in Madison County for over 30 years. Subscriptions are only $32 for an entire year, delivered to your home and the online edition. For more information, call the Times-Tribune at 618-667-3111, online at www.
Inbound pass comes in for Madison. They are up by 6, are the Trojans, and looking for more, and they couldn't get it. I got a couple of guys named Moore. That's why I said looking for more. Now a whistle. This one is going to go against Enlow. He's going to pick up his second foul in a row. Each team now with 2. Inbound pass comes into Reese. He has that one tipped away. Man, oh man, oh man. I'm telling you what, these Madison Trojans are living off some Quincy Blue Devil turnovers. And there's a 3-point shot for Bursey. That misses the mark. Rebound belongs to Reese. Reese brings the ball back up. I'm going to hold on to it this time. Too many passes. Maybe that's the problem. Here is Humphrey. Humphrey gets it back to Reese. Big 3-point shot. That one rattles but won't fall. And the rebound belongs to Madison.
Yeah, Blue Devils are getting a little sloppy with the ball and not making crisp passes.
Well, they had 7 turnovers in that first half. I guarantee they probably already have 5 here in this third quarter. Here is Bursey. Dribbles the ball over toward the left wing and changes directions, gives it up for Moore, but Moore travels. Eastling comes back in. Baker Jr. comes back in for Madison. Reese will head to the bench as Humphrey comes back into the game. And a turnover right off the bat. And that turns into 2 more points for Madison. Blue Devils are in some trouble here. They can't stop turning the ball over, and Madison scoring pretty much off every turnover they have. Here is Kreider, and another turnover. Gets the ball up to Eastling. Eastling, a foul coming up against Dre Humphrey for the Blue Devils. So either the Blue Devils are turning the ball over or they're fouling. That's all they're doing right now here in the third.
Coach Douglas kind of scratching his head over on the sideline, wondering, what do I have to do right now?
Denham Eastling, the 5'10 sophomore at the line. He's 2 for 3 this year from the free throw line, so not a very big sample size, but he does hit the first one. That makes it 37-28, and if he hits the next one, it'll be a 10-point lead for the Trojans. Eastling ready for another. And it is a 10-point lead, 38-28. There is Rupert, throws the ball up to Humphrey. Humphrey gets double teamed. Across the way it goes to Kreider. Kreider dumps it off into the corner, 3-point shot. That one misses off of the hands of Talton, and the rebound belongs to the Trojans. Madison, they bring it back up. Here is Giovanni Moore. Moore. 3:15 left to play here in this third quarter. 10-point lead for Madison over Quincy. Game number 7 of the day, scheduled for 8. One more game to come your way after this one. Between last year's champion, matter of fact, 2-time defending champs, Springfield Southeast, taking on Rockford East, last year's 4th place finisher in the Class 4A state finals. And a back and forth carry. Rare turnover there for Madison, especially here in this third quarter. That'll give the ball back to the Blue Devils. Blue Devils down by 10. But I'm telling you, 3-point shots will get them right back into it. They did that earlier in this game, and they may have to do it again. I know that Coach Douglas doesn't like to rely on the 3-point shot, especially after going 5 for 16 in the first half. But the Blue Devils can hit from long range. Here is Kreider. Pulls up dribble and has the ball ripped out of his hands by Moore, but Moore threw it into the stands.
Yeah, despite the struggles from 3, Coach Douglas doesn't mind seeing his guys, if it's an open shot, don't shy away from it.
Eric Hurst Jr., a 6'3" freshman, checks into the game now for Madison for the first time tonight. Into the corner it goes. Kreider gets it right back. He drives, and a foul coming up. This one is going to be a blocking foul. And really, that one could have went either way, as Kreider left his feet and flew through the lane, and there was Erwin Baker Jr. standing in his way, and Baker Jr. will get called for the blocking foul, and that'll send Kreider to the free throw line. Kreider was 0 for 3 from the line in the first half. And now we probably have a little bit of blood on the hand of Jeremiah Talton, and he's going to have to go off. That brings in Ian Richardson, the 6'6" junior. And young Mr. Talton will have to go over and visit Amanda Bauer, the athletic trainer here at Collinsville, and get a Band-Aid. Kreider at the line, hits it. First free throw made of this game. Been a while since Quincy has scored a point. Matter of fact, they've only scored 5 here in this third quarter. Kreider back at the line. Hits both of them this time. And it's an 8-point game. Madison with the ball. Baker Jr. ends up being knocked out of bounds, so once again, Madison will reset, but they'll do so without Baker Jr. as he is replaced by Giovanni Moore. Moore inbounds to Bursey. And then a tipped ball, but that finds the hand of Jalen Moore. And into the corner it goes to the freshman Hurst. They have 3 guys with junior as part of their name. Eric Hurst Jr., Erwin Baker Jr., and D'Angelo Enlow Jr. And none of them are juniors. Get it? Get it? You get it? I got a freshman and 2 sophomores, but they're all juniors. I know, I'm not very funny. That's why I don't make a living as a comedian, because I'm not very good at it. Every once in a while, I'll send a zinger out there. Varsity with the ball for Madison as we approach 2 minutes to play here in this third quarter. Very slow-moving third quarter. Varsity with the ball back toward the midcourt stripe. Throws it up for grabs, and it's grabbed by the Blue Devils. Reese throws it to Kreider. Kreider into the corner, dribbles his way into the lane, takes an acrobatic shot. He won't get it to fall, but Kreider will head back to the charity stripe. This one's going to go against Denham Eastling, his first. Each team now with 4 team fouls on the board, and Kreider will go back to the free throw line after just hitting 2.
Kreider using that athleticism to hopefully score without the clock moving for the Devils.
Missed on that opportunity. So that's his 4th miss out of 6 shots. And he'll get one more. And that one's in. 38-31. Was a 10-point lead. Now it's a 7-point lead after Kreider hits 3 of his 4 free throws. And the inbound pass will come in underneath of the Blue Devils basket by Giovanni Moore. And the Blue Devils putting on some pressure in the backcourt. See if that can pay off for them. As the Trojans break that press. Here is Moore with a shot. Follows his own rebound. Puts it up again. No good. Jalen Moore gets that rebound all the way back out front to Bursey. Bursey directing traffic. Minute 25 to play here in this third. Here is Eastling. He'll get the ball into the hands of Moore, and then back to Eastling it goes. And a pickoff there by Reese. He'll come in all alone off the glass. Good for 2. And all of a sudden, it's a 5-point affair. Madison. Blocking foul called against Reese. One number 3 against the other number 3. Giovanni Moore. Call that one against Rupert. I don't even know how they called it against Rupert when Reese was the one who ended up on his back. Here is Bursey. Across the timeline. 1 minute to go here in this third quarter. Bursey over onto the far side wing for Baker. Baker.
Blue Devils need a stop and a bucket here.
Well, they've trimmed 5 off of that 10-point lead. And looking for more. Free throw line. Bounce pass underneath. Moore can't finish. And a rebound put back up and in by Eric Hurst Jr., the freshman for Madison. Here is Reese, stuck in the backcourt. Throws an underhand pass to Kreider. Kreider dumps it off in the corner. Here's a 3-point shot. That rattles, but won't fall for Jeremiah Talton. 20 seconds left, and here comes Moore. Dumps it off to Bursey. Bursey drives, zigzags through the perimeter. Wow. Wow. That was quite some nifty moves being put on there by Walter Bursey, and he ends it with a 2-pointer. Here is Reese with 5 seconds left in the third quarter. Up underneath, lost ball, and not enough time for Madison to do anything with it. So we will head to the fourth quarter with the Trojans of Madison leading the Quincy Blue Devils 42-33, and we are back in just a moment here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KHawkSports.com and the K-Hawk Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
Back at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. And after 3 quarters of play, 42-33 in favor of Madison. Madison outscored Quincy in that third quarter, 29-20. That was a high-scoring third quarter. Into the corner it goes for Moore. That one is Jalen Moore for Madison. Out front for Bursey. Bursey over on the far side now for Baker. Back to Bursey. And over in front of his own bench is Giovanni Moore, and that one is out of bounds, and they're going to say it was a foul on Kreider. That'll be his third, I believe. Team sixth. Yes, it is his third. Inbound pass will come in for Madison to Bursey in the slot. Bursey moves forward, gives it up to Moore. Moore drives the baseline, takes the shot. It skips over the net. Jalen Moore gets the partial rebound, but then a foul ensues. This one is going to go against Reese. He'll pick up his second. Team seventh, so Madison now at the free throw line for the rest of the game. Right now, 1-and-1 time. And here is Jalen Moore. No good on the first, so there will not be a second. Rebound belongs to the other Moore, Giovanni. Here is Bursey. Over to Giovanni Moore. He lost the handle on the ball. And Jeremiah Talton found that handle, gives it up to Reese. Reese in front of his bench, and that ball pushed out of bounds by Jalen Moore. So the Blue Devils will inbound from in front of their own bench. .7:05 left here in quarter number 4. We're just underway in this fourth quarter. Ball comes into Rupert. Rupert had the ball knocked out of his hands by Baker. Baker's going to get called for a foul. Grabs on that. We got to wonder if these referees have this like red mark on their wrist after they do that so many times. I mean, he smacked his wrist making that call. Here is Rupert at the free throw line for the first time tonight, and he misses. Rupert will have another opportunity at the line. Humphrey will check back in before that, though, and he'll take the place of Jack Rupert. And back to the free throw line, once again, is Rupert. Did I just say Rupert? Brady Rupert. 42-34 after that point for Quincy. Blue Devils are back to within 8. Trojans trying to hold on to this lead and move on into the winner's bracket for the first time in a while. Blue Devils, they're no strangers to the winner's bracket here in this tournament, but if they don't straighten out and stop turning the ball over, they're going to be on the consolation side of the bracket. As Hurst banks that one in, and now a whistle and a foul coming up against Hurst Jr.
Something else I've noticed is Madison winning the battle on the offensive rebound right now as well.
Yeah, they had only 2 offensive rebounds in the first half. Their other 14 came on the defensive side of things. Here is Kreider. Kreider on the right wing. To the top of the key. Over on the far side for Talton. Now back to Kreider. Kreider looking to get around Moore. He does so. Gets around both of them, and that was a nice move there by Kreider to get those 2 points on the board. And it's back to an 8-point lead for Madison. Here is Bursey. Bursey is fouled. This one is going to go against Brady Rupert. Rupert picks up his second, team 8th. And now Jack Rupert comes in. At the free throw line, a Walter Bursey. Bursey. And nothing falling there. So a chance for the Blue Devils. Here is Talton. He'll drive, dump it off underneath. Nice little give and go there to Brady Rupert. Boy, this game is slowed down a lot here, and we have a timeout on the floor, so we will step aside for just a moment as well. 44-38 in favor of Madison, and we're back in just a moment here on the Kahoks Sports Network.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KHawksports.com and the Kahoks. Ogle Auctions in Collinsville, the newest in online auctioning. Go to ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's HIBid.com to check out what's up for bid in the next auction. Ogle Auctions deals with everyday items like board games, t-shirts, and more, to collectibles, whether that is a vehicle, vinyl records, or vintage toys. Or how about a trolley car? And Ogle Auctions is always on the lookout for more items. Check out their next online auction at ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's ogleauctionshibid.com. Or call Kim Ogle today at 618-980-4530.
Prairie Farms, the official sponsor of the Collinsville Holiday Classic, is comprised of more than 800 farm families throughout the Midwest that strive to bring quality products to your dinner table. Locally owned, locally produced, Prairie Farms. If you would like more information, head to the website at prairiefarms.com. Todd Duke, Max Bennett, Zach Roseman back with you. 5:47 to play here in this fourth quarter. 44-38 in favor of Madison as they look to move on to the winner's bracket and pull off a little bit of probably everybody would think is a little bit of an upset here. Here is Quincy, though, getting a steal and take a shot, but Reese's ball would not fall. And the rebound belongs to Madison. Here is Bursey. Bounce pass underneath for Hurst, and then Hurst is ran into from behind by Kreider, and Kreider is going to pick up his fourth foul.
Which that's a big foul for the Blue Devils.
Anytime one of your big players get 4 fouls with this much time left to go in the game, yeah, that poses a problem. 9th foul for the Blue Devils, so Hurst will be up shooting a 1-and-1. After that, it's 2 shots for the rest of this game for Madison. Hurst at the free throw line, 11 of 18 this year for the freshman. And he'll have to wait for the next one. Rebound belongs to the Blue Devils. They needed that. Here comes Quincy, and Lucas Reese brings it all the way up and will take care of it himself, but can't finish it. And the rebound falls into the hands of Madison. Trojans bring it up. Here's a pass to Moore, and a little off-balance shot won't fall. Reese is there with the rebound. Tell you what, Reese is doing everything he can to keep his team in this game. Here is Kreider with an underhand shot that falls in for 2.
Beautiful move by Kreider.
Brings it to a 4-point game. 44-40, and another timeout on the floor. Boy, timeouts are coming fast and furious here in this game, and we will step aside as well. We're back in just a moment here on the Kahoks Sports Network.
Are the lights on your dashboard putting on a show? Bring it to Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is also a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not-so-basics like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations: Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville. The Collinsville location is at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KHawksports.com and the Kahoks Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook Type in Collinsville Junior Service Club and then click on the Event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the Kahoks Sports Network and KahoksSports.com.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Got a close one going on here. Although it is a little bit stop and go. 44-40. Madison with the lead over the Quincy Blue Devils, and bringing the ball up is Walter Bursey for Madison.
Now I see where Coach Douglas has backed off the press, but last couple times they've had success. I would keep going with it.
Madison with the ball, and here is Jalen Moore. Moore across the way and back out front to Bursey. Bursey back over to Moore. Moore dribbles, drives, and then reverses direction. Back out to the line. 4:20 left to play here in this fourth quarter. Here is Baker. Dumps the ball off to Moore, and Baker gets it right back. Now a bounce pass to Bursey out at the top of the key. Back over to Baker. Into the corner for Moore. Moore comes out of there and then gets a hand to the face by Dre Humphrey. And from here on out, Madison shooting 2 free throws.
So now's the question is, can Madison make free throws when needed the most?
Well, Giovanni Moore is going to give that one whale of a try here. 70% a free throw shooter he is on the year. Came in having hit 35 of 50. And this one will do everything but fall through the net. Kreider checks back into the game with his 4 fouls. And back at the line, Giovanni Moore trying to make it a 5-point game, which he does. 45-40, halfway through quarter number 4. Here is Reese. Reese drives the ball down and picks up his dribble, gives to Kreider. Kreider from the right wing to the top of the key. He'll drive and he'll get the fingertip roll to fall in.
Boy, and I'd like to know how he got that through.
I know. 3-point game. Here is Baker, and that ball is knocked out of bounds by the Blue Devils, so Madison will inbound right at the middle of the scorer's table, right in front of Andy Sullins. Humphrey will come back in, and Kreider will go to the bench to save himself from fouling out, and they'll put him back out there when they need him. Basically on offense.
Yeah, that's something Coach Douglas is not afraid to use, is the defensive substitution when needed.
There's Moore. This is Jalen Moore. He'll dribble from one end to the other end on the wings and then dump it off, and that's blocked by Talton, and a shot taken anyway, and then Talton comes up with the rebound. Here is Reese. 3-point game. Talton thought about the 3, puts it off into the corner, now just outside the lane, into the hands of Brady Rupert. Back outside, 3-point shot. Oh boy, Jack Rupert hits a big 3-pointer there. We're tied at 45. Here's Madison. Madison had a 10-point lead at one point. Now it's even. There's a 3-point shot to answer. That one rolls across the rim, and a whistle underneath the basket. A foul coming up away from the play. This one's going to go against Giovanni Moore. Oh, they 30. I thought they only put up 3, so that is. Huh?
They gave it to Humphrey.
They gave it to Humphrey, huh?
Maybe a push-off under the basket.
Well, that sends Giovanni Moore back to the free throw line. 1 for 2 on his recent trip. And he hits that one. Back to a 1-point lead for the Trojans, as Kreider comes back in. As does Teron Barnes for Madison, as well as D'Angelo Inlow Jr. for the Trojans. Giovanni Moore at the free throw line, ready for another. And that one's through as well. 2-point lead for Madison, 2:40 left to play here in this fourth quarter, and we're going to have another foul. This one's going to go against Jalen Moore, and the fouls are adding up now for Madison. That'll be their 7th. So 1-1 time for the Blue Devils.
Moore and the Madison contingent not happy with that call. They thought it was maybe a legal screen.
It was kind of iffy. Humphrey, as well as Peyton Nicholson check back in. Kreider and Rupert go to the bench. For the Blue Devils, at the free throw line, it is a Lucas Reese. Reese didn't even have a free throw in the first half. And he will wait for another here in this half after that miss. Stays 47-45. 2.5 minutes to go. And a little acrobatic underhand shot by Walter Bursey. I don't even know how he made that one, but that one falls in. 4-point lead back intact for the Trojans as the Blue Devils try to answer. Here is Reese at the end of his own bench after a pass from Nicholson. Reese dribbles, drives into the lane, takes the shot, count it, and the bruise. I can't yell anymore.
Long day on the voice?
Oh, yeah. This is my third year doing every game, and the last 2 years I have not lost my voice. I'm trying not to this time, but I can tell my throat's a little sore. With one more game left, I just have to try not to yell. Reese at the free throw line. Just missed from there a moment ago. And he'll get a chance here to bring his team back to within one, and can't do it. Rebound belongs to Giovanni Moore. Gets it up to Bursey. Bursey crosses the charity stripe, the midcourt stripe. Pass over here in the corner for Jalen Moore. He was left all alone for a moment, then he quickly got double teamed, and now we're going to have a timeout called by Madison once again. So we will step aside just as well, and we are back in just a moment here on the Kahoks Sports Network.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahawk alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces and donates 25 cents a unit sold to first responder and military organizations to aid the fallen and assist with suicide prevention and PTSD awareness. Stop on by. See the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, 1:54 left to play here in this fourth quarter. 49-47, Madison. They have a 2-point lead over the Quincy Blue Devils, and the Trojans have the ball on the inbound, and all the way back out to the midcourt stripe it comes to Jalen Moore. Moore gets it over this way now for Giovanni Moore. Gives it up to Bursey. Bursey with 1:45 left. 2-point lead for the Trojans, trying to knock off the Quincy Blue Devils, and what I'm sure a lot of folks would probably consider an upset just by maybe looking at last year's Madison team. There's a dump off underneath and a whistle. And this one is going to go against Brady Rupert. Rupert will pick up his third. And at the free throw line shooting two will be Teron Barnes. He came into this contest having hit 4 of 7 free throws this year. Shot on the way. No good. Kreider and Jack Rupert will check back in now for the Blue Devils. Rockford East down there at the other end of the floor here, ready to go, and they'll watch the rest of this one first. 50-47 in favor of Madison, with 1:20 left to play here in this fourth quarter. Here is Reese. 3-point lead for the Trojans. Reese has it near midcourt. Pass to Kreider on the wing. Kreider, top of the key for Talton. Back to Kreider. Back to Reese. Reese drives, free throw line, shot good. Boy, he couldn't hit anything when he was standing there all by himself, but he hits one with the game going at full speed. 1 point lead for Madison. They almost turned the ball over, did the Trojans, but they held on to it. Here is Bursey. Bursey back at midcourt. And he gets the ball over to Barnes. Barnes back to Bursey. 35 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. 1 point game. Trojans with the ball. Here is Moore. Across the way back to the other Moore, Giovanni. Giovanni dribbles and foul coming up against Reese. Not sure if he did that on purpose or not. That will send Giovanni Moore to the free throw line. 2 shots coming his way. If he makes both, he'll force the Blue Devils into having to hit a 3, and there's the first one. And Giovanni Moore ready once again. And good. It is a 3-point game. And Moore now has 19 points. Here is Reese. 22 seconds left. Kicks it out. Over into the corner. Here's the 3 to tie. It's a little bit short. Rebound belonged to the Blue Devils, and the foul will belong to Madison. That's the 9th team foul for the Trojans, so 1-and-1 time here for Brady Rupert. That is Bursey's 3rd foul. And Rupert to the free throw line, needs to hit both just to give his team a chance.
Rupert has 7 on the game so far.
Well, he needs number 8 and number 9, but first he's got to hit number 8. 1-and-1 time. No good. Rebound belongs to Giovanni Moore, and then a foul right off the bat. And we will bring it back down here, and that is going to be another foul against Lucas Reese. That'll be his 4th.
Blue Devils went for the jump ball right away. Thought they had it, too.
Kreider and Rupert ready to check back in after this first shot coming up here by Giovanni Moore. And right now it's a 3-point game, so he makes one of these 2 shots, and it's a 2-possession game. And that might be all that she wrote here for the Blue Devils, but right now it's up to Giovanni Moore. First shot, no good. Kreider and Rupert check back in, as we mentioned. One more shot coming to Giovanni Moore, but not before Andy Douglas calls another timeout. This one is a 60-second timeout, so we'll step aside for that long as well. Back in just a moment here on the Kahoks Sports Network.
Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Brady Pest and Termite Management is your local pest control source. The Midwest offers its fair share of pest problems, and Brady Pest and Termite Management is up to the challenge. Whether it's pesky rodents in the cold winter months or ants, spiders, and other pests in the warm months, Brady Pest and Termite is your solution. And termites? Brady Pest is tops in the Metro East in termite management. Do you have unwanted pests? Then call the best. Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Call 343-1790 or on Facebook at Brady Pest and Termite.
Todd Duke, Max Bennett, Zach Roseman back with you from Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here in Collinsville as the first day of this 36th annual Prairie Farms basketball tournament coming to a close. We have 13.9 seconds left here in this game, and then one more game as Rockford East and Springfield Southeast get ready to battle for the final game of this day. Everybody plays 2 tomorrow. Hope everybody's ready. Have the day off on Sunday before championship day on Monday. All right, so Giovanni Moore has one more free throw coming his way. That'll give his team a 4-point lead if he can hit it, and he can't. So now a chance for the Blue Devils to tie, but first going in for 2 is going to be Lucas Reese, and he'll hit it. And then Coach Douglas will call another timeout.
As the Madison coach is mad, is asking for a tee on Lucas Reese after he volleyball spiked the basketball.
We'll keep it here for this timeout. Yeah, I kind of thought that was a complaining point for Madison, but the referees didn't buy into it, so they keep it where it is right now. 52-51, Madison with a 1-point lead, 6.8 seconds left. Madison's going to have the ball, so Blue Devils are going to have to foul right off the bat. And really, I guess it really doesn't matter who you foul on Madison. They're all kind of okay at the free throw line. Nobody really stands out much, as Giovanni Moore just missed 2 free throws that could have pretty much iced this game.
And big difference is, does Madison have to stay in their spot, or do they have the baseline?
Well, it's a basket after, or inbound after a basket, so they're underneath the basket, and they're going to bring Islam Woodson in, a 6'1 junior for the Blue Devils, and his job might be to foul, because Kreider is out there, and you know that's not his job. And, whoa, whistle before we even get going. We're going to call a foul. This one, wow. Right off of the bat. Dre Humphrey gets called for a foul. Now they're going to say that was Woodson, I think. Well, they got his number up there.
Yeah, they announced Islam Woods.
Yeah, I thought they were just announcing him coming into the game. I didn't know he committed the foul. Well, anyway, Jalen Moore at the free throw line shooting 2. He hits the first one. And it's back to a 2-point game.
You know, I like that move, fouling before the ball can even get inbounded.
That's a little different. Doesn't take any time off the clock.
Because even if he makes this, Blue Devils can go hit a 3 to try to force overtime.
They can. Here is Jalen Moore at the free throw line trying to make it a 3-point game, and he can't. It stays a 2-point game. Reese gets the rebound, and Coach Douglas calls a timeout, and nary 1 second ticked off the clock. It's another 60-second timeout, but again, we're just going to keep it here for this one. We don't want to take a commercial break and then miss the ending of it by having a commercial play that's too long. So 5.3 seconds is all that's left on the clock. 9:25 in the p.m. The next game was scheduled to get underway at 9:30. That'll be late, as the E-Rabs of Rockford East standing down over at the other end of the court. I'm sure the Spartans of Springfield Southeast are doing the same thing right underneath our location, but we can't see that, so we will just assume. (53-51). Close games. Been a lot of close games here today. Well, Fallon only won by 4 points. Mundelein had a little bit of a better time at it against Granite City with a 53-36 win, but Belleville East only won by 6 points. This one's a 2-point contest. And the inbound pass getting ready to come in from Brady Rupert. And the Blue Devils need 2 to tie. Here is Reese. Oh, he runs right into the midsection of one of the Madison players, and then Kreider has to foul out because Jalen Moore grabbed the ball right in front of Kreider, and he didn't have any other choice. And there's only a half a second left, so looks like this game is going to be over.
Coach Douglas fired up. Thought that should have been a foul called.
Blocking call?
I don't know if it was a block or if Reese just lost his footing at the same time.
Well, at the free throw line is Jalen Moore. He's shooting 2. And I don't think there's enough time for the Blue Devils to do anything with it. Makes it. 3-point game. If he makes this one, it's not going to matter anyway. Jalen Moore. Nope, can't hit that one. And that's going to do it. 54-51 in favor of Madison over Quincy. And it'll be the Madison Trojans that will move on, and they will take on the winner of the next game between Rockford East and Springfield Southeast. Max Bennett, thanks for showing up, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank you.
it.
Thanks for having me.
Sure, no problem. We will shut everything down here, and we'll get things going for the next game, which will be coming up here in just a moment. That's going to do it for us for now, as we say so long for just a moment from Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium.